and welcome back to the United Star. Surprise, surprise, Manchester United have drawn against Chelsea, another top six draw. And I feel like Oli has made this master plan that we should draw against the top six teams, lose to the relegation sides, and then beat everyone in the middle. And that's the best way to hold a second position. We have Puneet here from MUFC Jaipur. He's the absolute top man out there, and he's going to share his views with us today on what the game was like. So, Puneet, take it away. Give us your thoughts on the game, and was it what you expected, or was it something completely different that you've never seen before?
See, given the circumstances that we are already 10 points behind Man City, I expected us to attack a little bit more, but then having Fred and McTominay in mid, certainly that stops us doing that a lot. So, and McTominay had an off game, really. Slowed us down at various points, had a great opportunity in the end. So,
yeah. But Puneet, overall, what do you make of sort of the fact that Bruno again not showing up against the top six teams? McTominay in the end did not pick the pass. But if you remember that moment where Bruno could have released Rashford and he played the worst pass he could have played. And so what is this thing with Bruno? Is he not just good enough to play against the top six?
See, we cannot be over-relied on anyone. So even if he's got a single moment in the whole throughout the match, but we can't expect he'll always make a good pass. He'll always be he'll always make the perfect pass for any game. And especially playing against the bigger teams, they focus on him a lot. And Kante was all over him today. And the whole mid actually. Everyone was on him and not giving him a little space.
Actually, when we did the review with Shashwat, who had said that Jorginho and Kovacic starts, and then I had also said that Bruno will have a good game. But Kante starting sort of reduced the possibility of that happening. But Sid, I've not got you until now because I want you to get you in on your favorite topic. Because like all of those internet fans, you think that was a handball and it should have been a penalty to United. So take it away, abuse the ref.
It was a handball.
Okay. You know what? I kind of.
How it was.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, Puneet. Carry on.
It was. Just the other day, it was given the similar moment in the Brighton game. It was given a penalty, and in this game, it was not. So that has been the case with VAR throughout the season, but that was a penalty. I can't believe that was not given.
Okay, now, you know what?
Yeah.
I think
you have a voice of support out here. Go for it.
No, so I think it could have actually gone either way. It was a very close ball. Like you said, Greenwood kind of pushed Hudson-Odoi's hand. You know, I think the contact with the ball and the contact with Greenwood's hands happened at the same minute, and I think it was the ref's call. Obviously, because it was not in our favor, I'm very mad at I'm pissed at the ref. You know, but in all fairness, I think it was his judgment which he had to follow.
So Puneet, I agree with you in a sense that, you know, if it was in the start of the season, this would have definitely been given a handball. But in my view, from a footballing sense, I don't think this is a handball. And I feel now the refs that if they've been given the opportunity to interpret handball decisions in the box, they've been given that opportunity. I think we're moving in the right direction where we're not calling these things handball. Because imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. If this same thing happened where Greenwood handled it in our penalty box, I think we would be calling for the ref saying, "Okay, matlab, he's against United. This is wrong. Soft penalty. This is never a handball." So I think that we're moving towards a state where at least some logic is applied. But where you're absolutely right is that if last week against Brighton, if this is a penalty, then why is this not a penalty? So I think that consistency needs to come in. But when you give room for interpretation of the referee, a little bit of consistency is lost, which I think there has to be room for interpretation. Otherwise, we'll just be making brain-dead decisions. Because in my view, that's never a handball. The ball just bounced and hit him. The ball is anyways going out of the D. It's not like he's obstructing anything. So that's my personal opinion on it. But I understand what Puneet is saying, and I don't know what Sid is saying anyway half the time. So Puneet, another thing that, you know, all United fans have a problem with is substitution. So does Oli think we have only one sub? Does he not realize that we can use three? even when we are 0-all. What is the problem there? What do you think?
No, what else we could have done? See, no one is happy at the time with Martial. And in the midfield, we are already short. And McTominay was, I don't think he was fit enough. And I don't think what other options did we have. And I love this high octane game.
Puneet, the
I
fans'
don't think
favorite child,
we could have
Donny
done.
van de Beek.
I don't think to play him in this kind of game out of he's also coming from an injury. It would have been right.
Absolutely.
A single misplaced pass could have done his career in these cases. So
No, but Puneet, I actually agree with you. When I look at that bench, okay, he brought Martial on, which was an expected move. Whom are you going to bring? If you bring Van de Beek on, are you going to take Bruno off? You can't take Fred and McTominay off because Chelsea will run us ragged if you play Van de Beek over there. He doesn't have the physical game. So if you want to bring Van de Beek on, the only option is you take James off or you take Bruno off. We're never taking Bruno off. However badly Bruno plays, he has to play 90 minutes in such a game. You never know when we can get a penalty. Then, of course, with Dan James, he was playing well. Dan James looked good. There was no reason to take him off. I think he played, given that he's Dan James, I think he played fine. Sid, you were shaking your head. You disagree?
No, I don't agree. Dan James had a good game. I think the last few games he's had a couple of goals and he's got all of the praise. I think that has kind of put wool all over every fan's eyes. I think Dan James did not have a good game. If Martial came on, I was actually surprised that Greenwood came off. I think it should have been Dan James who came off because I don't really see what Dan.
But Sid, those quick
Other
subs
than
you have on
pace
your
and all that, I don't really see what Dan James brought to the team today. Right?
But Sid, you know what the quick subs we have on FIFA? Greenwood is on all these quick subs, so the first player to go off has to be Greenwood all the time.
No, but
it has to be Greenwood.
Again, that's the
Let me
problem.
just wrap this up, Sid. Let me ask Puneet.
He had a fair game. It wasn't that bad, and most of the work that James done is off the ball. So in a game like this, you'll never be able to judge him because he's always running for the ball. Whenever the opposition has the ball, is going in VAR. He's making VAR run.
Yeah.
So
Puneet, I actually agree with you a lot over here. I think Dan James has, given what Dan James can do, I think he did that. I think some of the touches he had, some of the runs he made was good enough. I don't expect Dan James to play like Rashford or Martial. He doesn't have the game for it. But Puneet, let's wrap this up here. We play Palace next and then it's another derby. How do you approach this game? Is the title now obviously and definitely gone? Will we be able to hold on to second place?
it looks like gone, and it looks like gone at the moment. I think there's no other way City is dropping points like the way they're playing. But see, there's always a hope. Mountains are there to be climbed. So I'm still hopeful, but I don't think really that's happening. But yes, we'll hold on to second. I think Leicester is having their own share of trouble right now with all the injuries that they have. So yeah, we'll hold on to second place.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
I like the optimism, Puneet, but like I was telling, Sid, again, don't come in here. Like I was telling Sid before you came on and we started shooting this video, every single time Manchester United have finished second in the last 5 years or so, City have run away with the title. So it's maybe a sign of how far City are ahead of us as a football club anyway at this point. But thanks, Puneet, for joining us. Guys, do check out MEFC Jaipur on Instagram. And if you are from Jaipur, do join their community. It's a great community where they meet to watch games. They play football a lot as well. So do check them out. Puneet, thanks for coming on. Sid, thanks for coming as well. Subscribe to the channel, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. If you do like it, please click on the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to get daily notifications from the United Star. Follow us on Instagram at the.UnitedStar and we will see you soon.